Ladies and gents, welcome to the 2 Cents Pod. I am Brand.
This is Armand. What's going on, y'all?
And we back again, man. It took us a minute to get back in the fold, but we, back behind the decks talking some hoops. And, we had a lot of political things going on and social issues going on. So we figured we wanted to do a light topic, lighten it up a little bit. And we rarely do talk hoops on this podcast. And this is a barbershop pod. This is a speakeasy. So, we're going to just do what we do for the next hour. Armand, man, what's good? What's good with you, man? Know the internet's been, wondering where you been at.
Oh, man, I've been just teaching the kids, man, working. We had, state tests came up, like a month ago, so I was, busy with lesson plans and school programs. So I was just running around at work doing little things here and there, but I'm always around, man, I'm always here checking out a couple of NBA games here and there. I'll be honest with you, man, I haven't been invested this year like I was in previous years when they had, KG was playing, Kobe was playing, Tim Duncan, and all the people from my generation when they was playing. But now it's I don't really pay attention too much. So I guess I'll pick back up during crunch time of the season, the end of the season, playoff time.
Yeah, definitely. Same with me, and people kept hitting me up yeah, man, you still doing your podcast? And I was like, oh man, that means we got to put some stuff out, So
yeah, most definitely.
Without further ado,
yeah. Before we even begin though, man, before we introduce our guests, I just want to send a rest in peace shout out, rest in power shout out, because it's got no coverage, man. But Al Jarreau, jazz legend, R&B legend, passed away a few days ago. I just want to send a shout out in the essence in the air for that guy, man. Rest in peace, Al Jarreau.
Yeah, most definitely, legend.
Absolutely, man. I remember having a chance to go to the West Oak Lane Jazz Fest, and I think I called him there a couple of times. Not even on purpose. Just being there and him being on the stage. So, one of my mom's favorite singers. But we got a return guest in the building with us, man. My man T. Dills, Abington alum. You can follow him at Fit Tide on Twitter. You know what I mean? 5 Pillar Fitness. T. Dills in the building. What's up, baby? What's going on?
Hey, how you doing? Glad to be here. Thanks for having me. Looking forward to this basketball
Glad to have you, man.
convo and giving my 2 cents on the 2 Cents podcast.
Hashtag. And we got our first guest, or first time guest. He's an Abington alum as well. You know what I mean? He got a J in his middle name. I call him. I say it stands for Jerry West because he got a jumper like him. You know what I'm saying? My Drexel alum as well. My man Brian Blizzat in the building.
Stay black. Stay black.
Good to have you, brother.
B, what's the deal, man?
Good to be
Glad
here.
to have you on the show, man. It's a long time coming.
It's good to be here. What up, gents?
Yeah, both of these fellas play hoops, Abington hoops. So and they're both still active on the physical side of things, physical therapy. So they're gonna give us their perspectives and knowledge on the game of ball as well. So let's slide into our first topic. We can go outside and then we can kind of come in. And, a real hot topic that's been floating around the internet is Ice Cube's new 3-on-3 league that's going to start in the summertime.
It's called Big 3?
It's called Big 3. It's called Big 3, yeah. And the first thing that came to mind for me was the Hoop It Up tournaments that used to go on in the mid-'90s, early 2000s.
Love Hoop It Up.
Hoop It Up was.
I got a Hoop It Up story.
Oh man, let's have it.
So Hoop It Up, you got the 3-on-3 teams, and we were playing down near the old Spectrum, I think. And we ran through a couple teams. I don't even know how old I was. I was young. Yeah. I had to be like 12 or something. Yeah. And you weren't. I wasn't playing with you, was I?
No.
And we ran through a few teams, and then I think we were playing mostly white kids, and then we came up to a team. It was like some black kids, and we were like, all right, competition's getting a little better.
Right.
And then we realized it was John Lucas's son. who I think is John Lucas.
The
son.
third. John Lucas the third, yeah. Wow.
So,
He was in the NBA.
was he?
Yeah,
He made it to the NBA?
Yeah.
a couple years.
All right,
He was
so
like
so we played him, and
sorry.
John Lucas was there on the sideline,
Wow.
like coaching his son, and
Because he coached the Sixers at that point, I believe.
they kicked our ass, but I didn't mind.
Right.
But that was Hoop It Up. It was a good tournament. It's
We
cool.
made it to the NBA, so.
Yeah,
Don't feel
there
bad.
you go.
Yeah, don't feel
I don't
bad.
feel bad.
Nah. But I just want to get you guys' thoughts on the 3-on-3 tournament. It's going to be all ex NBA players, and by choice they don't want to rival the NBA. So the season is going to be a 2-month season in the summertime. It was founded by Ice Cube and another member of he was previously in the NFL commission board, and I guess both of them got together and they started this independent league. So what you guys' thoughts about that? And you guys excited for it? What y'all thoughts?
I
thought
like to see it first.
Yeah.
I'm not really excited enough. I want to see how it is because I know they are older guys that's playing. So I think it's something that you can just look at in the summer, just like nice little fun. I'm not expecting too much. I think it's a good business deal on Ice Cube's part. I think it was smart to do that because you never know what it could turn into. But I'm not expecting too much from it.
Yeah, I heard about it a little while ago. I was listening to actually a podcast. It was, I think it was Michael Rappaport's podcast. He was interviewing Steven Jackson.
Okay, yeah.
And Jax was talking about how he's trying to get involved because he's kind of missing playing.
Right.
And he still thinks he's very competitive. And he was like, he's trying to win. Like, he talked about, I think he's teaming up with Chauncey Billups.
Said Steven Jackson?
Yeah.
Nice.
And, just to throw some other names out there, AI is supposed to be like a player coach or something.
Right, he has his own team, but
Yeah. And then I heard J.R. Ryder, Latrell Sprewell,
Jermaine O'Neal,
Earl Boykins. They said Jason Williams. That's the
yeah.
white chocolate.
Yeah, Mike J.
Jason Williams, and then Kenyon Martin and Al Harrington. And then coaches Rick Barry, Clyde Drexler, Gary Payton were some coaches. So, I mean, who knows? I mean, it might be fun to watch. I don't know how competitive it'll end up being.
Right.
I think Steven Jackson, I feel like the way he was talking, he's still ready to like D up and play some ball.
Real competitive, yeah. I think some guys are like probably a little further removed from even like being good to look at. I know like Rasheed Wallace, Jason Williams. I got a chance to see Jay Will last year. Jason Williams is still he still can ball. He still got it. He's very much in shape. But I think, man, on a bigger level, it kind of reminded me when the NFL had that arena league, and it was like,
don't say that. That's on flop.
Yeah, well, I think this could be.
He hate me.
I think the only difference with that was the expectation was a little higher because those guys were like 20s, early 30s. They were in a professional age prime, whereas these guys, the
That was
expectation
more of like a gimmick. This is
From the physical therapy standpoint, I wonder how many of these old heads might hurt themselves if they try and ball too hard. Like,
the thing
I'm
is,
just saying.
It's one day, it's Saturday. It's one game a week.
It's called a weekend warrior right there. That's how you get hurt.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
But yeah, cool. Like what you said, Armand. To me, the biggest take back I have is business wise with Ice Cube and just really doing something that for years. So when I go to the barbershop and I chat with the older fellas, and they always say, the biggest mistake that athletes made, in the '60s, was signing the deal, crossing over to go to the NBA, and while the ABA kind of had, the players had their independency. And he said, he said Dr. J should have never went to the NBA because that's when everything changed. They had the biggest star in Doc, but if Doc would have stayed in the ABA could have grown, and who knows what that could have, evolved into. So I think, this could maybe partially turn into some other independent movements. You know what I mean? But we'll switch lanes unless you guys got anything else you want to add to that.
Another interesting player was that they're talking about is Ron Artest. Because
he's been over in China and stuff.
Yeah, but like, is he still a professional? Like, is he still getting, like, I think there's some kind of rule, like, if you're still getting paid professionally, I don't think you can play. So
if you play, yeah.
But Steven Jackson was like, if he's available, like, he's
what kind of salaries did they talk about? Did they talk about it?
Well, all I know is that the captains get like incentives. So the captains will want a good team because if they win, they split up. Like, the entry fees go to they get split by the champions or something, percentage wise. I don't know all the details, but I mean there definitely is some cash prizes, I think, for the winners. But I mean, I think a lot of these guys just still want to hold on to playing ball, and yeah, I mean, sounds like a cool idea. I mean, we'll have to see if people catch on. I mean,
what do you think, Armand? You think it's going to get any momentum and get some traction, or what? You there?
Oh, I don't think it's going to get too much traction. I think it's going to be average, because I think the NBA is such it draws. It's like the WNBA effect, where everybody thought the WNBA was going to be so good, but it's there. But how many people want to go see a WNBA game unless you're related to somebody playing?
You can't.
Unless you're taking to school.
You can't really pay me to go.
And I ain't dissing the women's players, because a lot of them can really ball.
Yeah.
But I think the NBA has garnered enough fans in that sport from the NBA. People don't even watch the D-League games.
True.
Really, like that, unless you know somebody in the D-League.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, and I think Ice Cube's like a business mogul, and I think it's cool. And I think my main thing is if the retired guys, retired stars, and stuff like that, like, they're the ones that got to carry it for the most part. If those guys, and they get enough of them, and they take it seriously, like, it's not like they're in shape, and they take it relatively seriously, that it could be like an attraction. Like, I'd rather watch that if they take it seriously than watch like the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah.
Like, if I had kids and I wanted to take them to something, or even just like whatever, something fun, like not like a NBA game, let's go see some like retirees still like go at it.
Although the question is, would the kids even know who these guys are?
No, they might not know, but I would rather go to that than like go to like the Harlem Globetrotters or St. Joe's versus Davidson or whatever.
The other thing is, I didn't read the rules. Like, I didn't read all the rules and like how they're actually going to run it. I'd be interested in that a little bit.
There's a 4-point shot.
Oh yeah, I heard
so
that.
That makes it interesting.
Steven Jackson was like, "Well, that's easy." He was so cocky.
Jack talking mess already. But we'll switch lanes, man, and we'll get into the actual NBA. And before we get into our top 10 question here, what do you guys feel? I'm just gonna throw a little audible in here. What do you guys feel about the state of the league right now, and the popularity? Of course, money is at an all-time high, and salaries and
it's crazy money
and gross and all that. But what do you think the league is at as far as content and the players and team and all those things?
Todd, you want to?
Should we establish you want to establish like a rotation, like who goes
maybe.
first? Like you?
Yeah, I mean, you just jump in, man.
I don't know if we have a rotation. I mean, to me, the league is still the best athletes in the world, in my opinion. But the teams, the competitive balance isn't good. Obviously, only a few good teams, like 3 to 5, like have a chance to win it. 3 to 4, whatever it is, and
right.
Brandon and I talked before about how young the league is now with the one and done rule in college. All these guys are so young; they're drafted on potential, and you don't have any real vets like you used to have, seasoned veterans that can provide leadership and still have game. So I just feel like the league in that sense is lacking. And then like I said, the competitive balance. You only have a couple really good teams that can actually win it, and I mean, so I think for the younger generation, if you're just looking for what to be entertained.